Day 74 of the second run of 100 Days Making Comics. I'm Ox, and this is where I tell you how I worked on my independent comic. I never forgot. About a drifter who wanted to accomplish one last goal before he could pass along happily for at least half an hour for 100 consecutive days. This is the second run of that back-to-back. And today is pretty awesome so far. Last night I had to pretty much sign out from the internet with the new YouTube app and the Capture app. When you start uploading from your phone, it will allow you to take maybe 20 seconds away from the app. I'm pretty much over exaggerating. It might be like 2 minutes, maybe. But if you take your attention away from the app for 2 minutes, it negates the upload. So you basically have to stay in the app the entire time while it's uploading. I could throw it on my computer, upload it that way, but that's just more of a hassle than I want to deal with, so I am stuck cutting myself away from the internet. I still have a couple different electronic devices that I can watch YouTube or listen to books on my audiobooks or stuff like that. But you know what? Yesterday I was having such a good day that I kind of just said, hey, everybody, you stay awesome. I'm out for the evening, and started uploading yesterday's video. When I woke up today, I had something like 50 notifications on Facebook. And last night I was just running around, and people that were basically liking the announcement that I was going to be on at this next con. I got in real late for the Wizard World Comic Con that I did earlier this year, and I was maybe on the website for a week prior to it, and like as soon as I got put up there, I was like, oh my god, look at this, I'm actually going to be there, da da da, and it wasn't all that fancy. But I talked to the guys for this con the other day and noticed they had been putting a couple people up, and they've been mentioning that they're almost out of vendor tables, whatever. So I got a hold of them Sunday and was like, listen, I want to be part of your guys' con. I haven't gotten an email back. Is there something we can do to get this done up? I got an email about an hour later saying, yeah, I sent your stuff to this other guy. He'll be in contact, whatever. I was like, listen, if I can wire or transfer it via PayPal, scan the application fee, send it back email, I would love to do that, get this expedited so I can get a table. He says, I don't normally, but since we're a month away or so, I suppose. So got the table locked in. He came back, told me to give him a bio and a picture to throw up, and ran through my phone real quick and found one where I was basically holding the first proof that I got. It was a very ugly copy, but it wasn't my first proof. I don't think it had the comic tag, but it was the start of this whole process. And you know what? I tossed that out there. Gave him a bio, whatever. So people, they put it up yesterday. I shared it to my page. Thought it was awesome. So everybody that liked it or shared it, I made it a duty of mine to find them, go to their page, thank them. I had this little thing typed out that I was like, appreciate you liking it, basically. Got me into touch with a few friends that I haven't talked to in forever, probably a couple of years and whatnot. And it just felt good to spread some love around. So then I woke up today after doing some sharing of the love last night to 50 notifications, and I was just blown away. It probably took me a good half hour, 45 minutes to clean all those up and respond to all of those, and it just started the day right. It felt good, put me in the right frame of mind, and then Chris Oatley, the second part of the Jason Brubaker interview, was up today too. So all of this lined up to make today even better. Got to talking to a few people already, and today is just awesome so far. So now, after all of that, I want to tell you a little story about one of my favorite pens. I've talked about this pen before, but those were in previous blogs years ago and whatnot. And this pen always finds its way back into my collection. I use it for a little while, it stops working properly, and I throw it into a corner of a room because it just is so aggravating to use. I bought this pen probably almost a decade ago now. I bought it because one of my current girlfriends at the time was going into the service, and we were basically breaking up, and it was her going away party. So I went into a store, bought a nice card, and I didn't have anything in my van to sign it with, so I bought a pen too. And I found one of the sweetest pens I've ever found. It's a Pilot Plumix fountain pen. It's got a cartridge inside that I keep refilling and whatnot. So it was bought in a moment of complete love. Like, I was deeply in love with this girl, and this was supposed to be a gift to her, but I completely forgot it in my van, and it's stayed with me since. But it was bought in this moment of extreme gratitude and happiness for her, that she was following whatever she wanted to do. But even if it meant the end of our relationship, we've still stayed friends since then. One of my few exes that I can stand to talk to. Those are stories for a different day, though. But this pen, I've used it for writing in my journals and whatnot. And so when I got into painting 2 years ago, I've gotten all kinds of different ink. I have pearlescent ink, different wild colors, fluorescent ink, and then I have various stages of black ink. A lot of it is acrylic paint ink. So I remember that I thought it'd be really awesome to put pearlescent ink in it. And what I didn't realize is that it's so much thicker than the regular ink I used. So it really gummed up the system. And I cleaned it out a little bit, put regular black ink, but that was acrylic ink, and that was thicker than it's normally used to. So that gummed up the system. And I tried again earlier this year, and it just didn't want to work. I don't know if the ink in there was drying out somehow, but it's been soaking in hot soapy water for the last 2 days. I completely dismantled it this morning, cleaned it out real good, and filled it up, and after fighting with it for a good half hour, it started writing. And it started writing just splotches of paint, which was kind of aggravating, because I have to do the lettering for issue 4. I want to get the lettering done before I actually get to coloring stage. And I was typically just grabbing a brush, and I have all the words written down. I went over them last night to make sure it all flows, it all works well, it all makes sense. So when it started writing again this morning, I decided I wanted to use this to give it that handwritten feel for the lettering. obviously, because I would be handwriting it. So I get a couple pages down, and I think I've got it to a system where it's working, but I feel like it's just going to give this next issue just even that much more love and soul into it. I'm trying to find every way I can put myself into my comic project that I can, and this is just another way. I don't know if this update makes any sense. I've probably been working on the lettering for about an hour now. While I've been lettering, I've been listening to Jason Brubaker and Chris Oatley's second part of their interview that was from last week. I'll put the link below, because if you're an artist, if you're thinking about getting into this, if you're doubting what you're doing, you need to listen to this interview. You don't necessarily need to listen to the first part. This second part is about an hour long. It's so good. Jason Brubaker is one of the comic artists that I'm trying to emulate some of his steps that he took doing his last projects. And now that he's independent of everything and only doing his own projects, it's something I want to strive for. This interview kind of just goes through his first job starting out of the business, and there's a point where he said he didn't want a blue collar, button down the front shirt type of job, and that is absolutely me. I love people and whatnot. I can't deal with customers anymore. It's not something I refuse to do, but I just would like to rather avoid it. And now that I've gotten some steam with these comics, it's something that I don't really think I need to worry about anymore. There were a couple other videos that I watched this morning that Jason Silver had just put up one of his shots of all describing why people are so unhappy, and I'm like, I wanted to skip over it, but for some reason I watched it. They're only like 2 minutes long anyway. This is one of the first times that I've ever disagreed with Jason Silva. And Jason Silva is such an incredible mind of today's time. He's one of the modern day philosophers. But he says people are getting so wrapped up in looking forward to anticipating the next thing that they're not able to be happy. And I'm like, no way. I'm absolutely looking forward to next year, the year after that, to building my own comics story empire. And I'm absolutely happy in this moment. Like, today has been a phenomenal day already. And we're basically into about noon, so I've got a whole half a day ahead of me. I'm looking to get the lettering done. Check the links down below. I will throw the Jason Brubaker interview up. If you want to check out Jason Silva, I would say steer away from the one he posted today, but all the other shots of Oz are incredible for captivating creativity and inspiring. They are some of the best videos that I've ever seen. But this one today, I don't know if he's in funk, because it kind of seems like that. But I think he wanted to be unhappy, so I don't know. I'm happy. I'm having a great day. I hope you are too. One last thing. If you want to own the first and second issue, they're up on my Big Cartel site, samuraiox.bigcartel.com. You can also get variant copies of My Hand Not Working and 1 and 2. They're a little bit more, but I only have a few of them. They're limited in number. You can get sketches on the inside of them as well. 3 should be here soon. Looking forward to putting that up to, getting that out to people. That's going to do it for me today. Tomorrow should be bringing the release of the second issue on Comixology. if you would rather read it that way. The first one is up. The link is down below to find that. I think that's going to do it for today. I'm hoping to get the lettering done for the pages at least. Hopefully page 1 and 2. I'm not recording the lettering, obviously, just because it's lettering. But I will be recording the time lapses of the coloring process. But I will be holding those back and either releasing them on Patreon or when I get to the pages. I would probably do them 2 pages at a time. That way I can put them up for my website and link to the 2 pages coloring process, time lapse, whatever. Yeah, these are just random thoughts now. So I hope the day is treating you well. Go out of your way to make somebody's day a little bit better. Find a friend you haven't found or talked to in a year and a half or 2 years and just tell them, hey, what's up? What's going on with your life? I'm glad that you're still around in my life. I'm glad all of you have taken the time to watch these videos. Now that they're getting above 15 minutes, it's a little worrying. The stuff I said yesterday about not being an update for about a month after this 100 days completes is rubbish. I'll probably be posting every other day, maybe every 3rd day or something like that. But you will definitely be kept in the loop. They will probably be half-hour videos. Probably a little bit more edited and polished than this, but we'll see. That's going to do it for me today. Take care of yourself. I'll check in with you for day 75. 75. We're a quarter of the way from being this challenge completed, and I'm looking forward to it. Take care of yourself, and I'll check in with you then. Hit the button.